Okay, let's get started. Let's do this thing. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Abby and this is Murphy Rose & Co., where we talk about everything small business, stained glass, and you can follow me along on my journey to try and start a stained glass small business. So I got into making stained glass art a little over a year ago, mainly because I was looking for a new hobby, something that was analog off the computer, but also because when I was scrolling through Instagram, I started getting recommended a bunch of beautiful art pieces from some like super talented artists. And I just thought it would be a fun video idea. Oh, Murph man, you joining us? Buddy, we're like right in front of the camera. So I've compiled a list of people I've been just loving lately. I thought it'd be a fun video idea for me to go through that list and showcase these artists, talk about why I love them, what's inspiring about their art, and just like I don't know, maybe introduce you to some new artists. I think that could be kind of fun. Also, most of these artists have their own shops where they sell their artwork. So if you're in the market, I'll make sure to link all of their pages and all their shops below as well. Also, if you're seeing this, that means I am on vacation. I'm actually halfway across the world in South Africa. So this is pre-recorded. So I needed a little bit more of a sit down talking video. I will be back by mid February, so we can expect to go back to regular programming then. All right, so let's get into it. Line Boss Studios. This artist, I think I first saw her on Instagram. She did a really beautiful reels where she has her foiled pieces and she kind of puts them in place to music. She definitely has a very distinct style that I don't know, kind of seems like modern Art Deco, maybe Art Nouveau, and they has such beautiful details. I don't know how she must have so much patience and skill to create the very intricate shapes that she does, and they all fit together beautifully. So she's a very skilled artist, but I really love her mix of classic yet modern elements, and I think her pieces always feel just really clean and fresh, but also like funky a little bit. Like we got some retro funky twists. Anyways, but I love seeing everything she puts out. Her work is so sophisticated, it's so beautiful. I love her color choices and I love the composition of her pieces. I think it's gorgeous. So, second on our list, I want to talk about Ashley Glass. I look at her Etsy store all the time. She mostly sells patterns on her Etsy store, but she is also a floral girly at heart, I can tell. And I look at her um, patterns and how she designs flowers like all the time for inspiration. But it's not like she just does pattern making. She does make art and sell it. And she uses a lot of like really pretty iridescent glass, which if you can't tell by some of the pieces that I made, I also really like as well. I'm pretty sure she also has a YouTube channel, and if she does, I will definitely link it below. I think I saw one of her videos about how she ships her artwork because some of the pieces that she makes and sells are really big. And I'm like, how do you ship that without breaking it? But she goes really in depth and she explained it really well. If you're looking for some floral stained glass inspiration, she's a really good shop to check out. Number three is somebody who I've seen all over my For You page on Instagram. Is that what it's called on Instagram? I don't have TikTok, but it's Noah's Mirrors. And he has such an original idea that looked so cool. He mostly makes these stained glass mirrors in these really funky, organic shape. They're huge. They're like full length mirrors, some of them, that gets mounted on walls, but they're stunning. It's stunning work. I'll watch some of his creative work process on Instagram, and I have no idea how he cuts out such big pieces without breaking the glass. I think that would drive me absolutely insane. But he does, and it turns out so well. I mean, his main thing is mirrors, right? Is kind of this broken up mirrors with these stained glass inlays. But at the same time, he encompasses so many different aesthetics. I know I saw one where it looked like water droplets, and I saw one that definitely had a more goth vibe. I've seen, very retro vibe, perfect for anyone. And he also adds these LEDs on his mounts. so that it lights up his work from the back. And I think that is such a awesome idea, especially with stained glass, which is kind of meant to play off of light. He definitely makes me want to try to do some more mirror pieces every time I see his content. Stunning, beautiful, love his work. It's great. Okay, the fourth creator I want to talk about. She goes by Katie the Creator, and her designs are so freaking cool. She's one of those artists that has just incredible detail. All of her work is so intricate. I can't imagine how many hours she puts into each piece. It's got to be a lot. But she makes a lot of nature themed pieces, a lot of bugs, moths, beetles, butterflies, things like that. And I hate bugs in real life. Oh my god, I hate it's like one of my biggest fears. But I can get behind them if it's within beautiful glass art form. If I were to describe her aesthetic of art, like I can imagine her pieces being hung up next to, those posters of plant specimens? You know the ones that I'm talking about that have like a cream background and have just like plants with their little names underneath it? I can see her work fitting in so well with the people who have those kinds of posters hanging on their walls. Beautiful. I just can't get over it. Stunning. Okay, the fifth creator I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to butcher this name too. So again, I apologize. I think it's Nero Stained Glass. They're on Instagram, and this artist has so many just fun pieces that are colorful and funky, but is always paired with a really plain background and really simple styling. And there's something about that juxtaposition that really I love. It's like almost clean girl aesthetic, but with like a little bit of a fun twist. Does that if that makes sense at all? I don't know if that makes sense. Every time I see a new piece for them, literally my first thought is, "Oh my god, I want to make that. Oh my god, I can totally make that and I really want to and I want to put it in my house somewhere." There's something about his pieces that feel really attainable and beautiful, but at the same time, I know the skill that must go into making those, and the fact that they can pull it off with such precision, and the fact that it is so simple looking and beautiful, I know they put a lot of time into doing that. So I probably can't make it as well as them, but they are a big inspiration for definitely giving me a lot of ideas of things that I want to incorporate into my artwork. I especially love a lot of his functional pieces. So, like lamp or pendant lights, which, if you saw my 2026 goals video, something I want to start getting into this year is more functional art. Big inspiration for that. Okay, up next on my list is an account called Leadhead Glass. Again, this is an Instagram account that I follow. And they actually make mostly, I guess they would be considered terrariums, right? But it's like these 3D building stained glass pieces. They mostly use clear glass with a pop of color for an accent. And oh my god, their pieces come out so just clean and elegant and beautiful, and I have no idea how they get their solder lines so straight and they get everything to line up so beautifully and symmetrically. Clearly this artist has so much talent. I think it's such a cool idea to make a terrarium out of stained glass. I'm just mesmerized every time I see it. But yeah, they're just these little magical houses that, I don't know, I guess I can see someone putting one of these in their garden as like a really nice luxury garden art piece. It's just like a little fairy house, just a magical little fairy house. Beautiful. Okay, the next account that I want to talk about is Sean Michael Lucas. I found him on Instagram as well, and I mostly know him for this one lamp, but like, look at this lamp. This lamp lives rent free in my head nonstop. Every time I think about making a functional piece or a lamp for my apartment, this is what comes to mind. Just look at how stunning this is. I have never seen a lamp with this shape and this design. He was definitely one of the people that first inspired me to take a stained glass class to learn how to do this craft for myself, because I promise at some point in time I'm going to make a lamp for my apartment. And this is heavily one of the inspirations. And then last but certainly not least, we're going to talk about Amaya Jade. She is on TikTok and YouTube. I don't really have a TikTok, so I mostly watch her on YouTube. She is somebody that inspired me to actually try to start a stained glass small business because her videos and her content that she makes is both very in depth explaining stained glass, how it works, like part by part, which is really helpful. But she also makes small business content on her long form YouTube channel that's really inspiring. And it's kind of given me the confidence that maybe I could do something like that as well. Now, her videos and her channel are definitely like beautiful, they're very aesthetic. And she's much further along than me on her small business journey, but yeah, she's very entertaining to watch, and it's fun to see her progress in her small business as well. Her art itself is also gorgeous. I think one of my favorite things about Amaya Jade's pieces is her color choice. She picks these glass pieces of glass that I don't think I would ever think to put that color combo together, but when she does, her final pieces of work are just stunning. So good. Her short form content do a really good job of taking you through the making process of her artwork, and she'll explain some of the challenging parts of certain pieces, and she'll explain a lot of the process and answer a lot of viewer questions, which I think is a really just engaging content that she makes. It's so awesome. It's so cool. Also, just as a hint, she recently started a pattern club where she'll take a pattern once a month and she has like a mailing list where she'll mail it out to whoever signs up for it. And I just love that idea. And I think that is something that I want to incorporate into my business in the future. Like I said, I don't think we're there yet, but it's definitely something that I want to look into in the future. And she was definitely the inspiration behind doing that. Yeah, all right, that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different. Like I said, when I get back from my trip, we'll get back on more of the regular programming. But let me know if you like this kind of content and maybe I can make more. Anyways, I hope you, at the very least, I hope you got introduced to a new artist that maybe you've never heard of before and got some inspiration for yourself if you are also looking to pick up stained glass. Definitely go check those guys out. I'll link, like I said, I'll link everything in the description below. I hope you are all doing well, and I will see you next week. Bye.